Hey everyone, welcome back and happy, Sunday. All right, guys. Well, we're back to talk about Gia, Teresa, Next Gen NYC. We got a little bit of Ariana Beerman. It's kind of a lot, but yeah, you better believe that we're going to want to talk about every single part of it. So before we jump in, if you guys have not already, you need to go make sure to check out our new site, upandadamlive.com. So you guys can click on the site. You can scroll down. As you can see, we have new news all the time. Bravo News, Celebrity News, Royal News. We have our YouTube videos. We also have our podcast and an incredible team of writers. And we encourage you guys to get in on the conversation. All you have to do is go and sign up. It's free. There's not a charge. There's nothing like that. So yeah, go be a part of the conversation. Now, with that, smash the like button, show some love, and let's jump right in. Surprise, surprise, we're back to talk about Gia Giudice. Are you actually surprised? I don't know. She's talking about the strained relationship with her cousins on the Gorga side and the toxic environment that was fostered by the Real Housewives in New Jersey. And she said that the show dynamics have made it really challenging for, you know, the cousins to maintain any sort of ties. I've said this before. I think, in my personal opinion, that it would be hard anyways. And I kind of feel like, how would it not be hard, especially considering the fact that this younger generation, they all want to defend their parents. Of course they do. I would defend my parents. I would have a conversation with them and be like, "Look, you're wrong." But in public, I would be like, "What'd you say about my parent?" You know? So I get it. Now, she said, pretty much despite reaching out to her cousins for years with birthday wishes and messages, she said there was a lack of reciprocation that led her and her sisters to kind of like stop their efforts. And she said the whole situation is sad. And she's not currently living with her boyfriend, Christian Carmichael, but she is living with her mom, Teresa, and her stepdad, Louis. And they are discussing the possibility of moving in together within the next year. But when it comes to the Real Housewives in New Jersey, she remained silent for many years. And she's like, I began voicing my perspectives on New Jersey at 18, and I felt pretty compelled to correct narratives that she believed misrepresented her family's actual truth. The girl is smart. And when it comes to her being compared to Teresa, she did say there are some similarities to her mother, especially like their temperaments, and they both tend to take the, take, and then explode. And she does, in her mind, feel like maybe she's a little bit more rational than her mother, which could be true. I think a lot of times when you sit back and you watch your parents, you take a lot from it and you want to exhibit yourself in a different way or display yourself in a different way. But as far as like Next Gen NYC, she's really enthusiastic about the show. And that show comes on this week. And she thinks that this is an opportunity for her to establish her own identity outside of her family's drama. But now, one of the things that everybody wanted to know was Kandi Burruss's daughter. Apparently, there's like this tension between both of them, which I still don't really get. But she said, at the end of the day, and this is what she told Us Magazine, I didn't really think it was that deep. I literally was just trying to make, like break bread and make some conversation. All I was saying was obviously every Housewives franchise has its own niche. I feel like Atlanta and Jersey, they give the same energy, but at the end of the day, they have the same common denominator, and their friend groups, have a lot of drama. And she said that she wasn't trying to say anything offensive at all, but she said, I was really just like, our moms are on reality TV and they're both on Bravo. And I don't know, she didn't really like it, I guess. And she got really offended by that. And it was also me trying to bond with her over something. But both of our moms are on Housewives. We're on Housewives. And she did not like that specifically. I do get, like, if you do the comparison, like Kandi Burruss and Teresa Giudice are two totally different people. Like, one is incredibly talented. Teresa is a great mother. She's a very hard worker. She will work her ass off. Kandi Burruss is a Grammy Award winner. She doesn't put up with a whole lot of shit. Neither does Teresa. But I think at the end of the day, like I see where Gia was leaning into this, like being, listen, I'm saying that we're similar because we were both on the stage of what is known as housewives, and we both grew up in kind of that realm with those production crews. I'm not saying that our moms are the same. I think that Candy's daughter took this a little left. But then again, if you compared your mom to my mom was Candy, and I have somebody, comparing their mom who went to jail, I might be like, don't ever do that again, So this one's like kind of a hard one to navigate, just to say, I don't know who's right here. But speaking of Atlanta, I thought it was interesting because Ariana Beerman is also going to be on Next Gen NYC, and she shared that her relationship with Kroy Biermann, her stepfather, it's become more distant because he is clearly going through that divorce with her mother, Kim Zolciak, and they don't communicate as frequently as before. But, she said at the end of the day, it was Gia who encouraged her to join Next Gen NYC, and she did express that the show offers a platform to showcase her life beyond the shadow of her mom's fame. And she was arrested for a DUI, by the way, guys. This was back in 2022, but she accepted a plea deal that resulted in 24 months of probation, over $2,000 in fines, and 40 hours of community service, and a requirement to abstain from alcohol and drugs unless prescribed. When that DUI occurred, she was 20 years old, and she was accused of drunk driving and underage alcohol possession, but it was her then boyfriend, Hudson, who was also, he was arrested on related charges. And I think that she is trying to move past that now. But now with the probation, that is her way of moving past it. Like they're giving you sort of like a clean break, kind of. You just have to mind your P's and Q's, right? All right. So on top of that, thank you to CC Loves You, but family karma. Oh, God. Monica Baswani literally just outed the shit out of her man for being a cheater. He said, Monica and I have not been together for over a month. She entered my apartment unannounced and without my permission while I was traveling out of the country, went through my personal belongings, and took out of context photos to post on social media. I never cheated on her and never wanted to give her my absolute best, never cheated on her and only wanted to give her my absolute best while we were in a relationship. It's unfortunate that it did not work out, and she asked me not to openly talk about us splitting up as she needed time to process. Unfortunately, my kindness was taken advantage of, and she took control of the narrative, which is manipulative, unacceptable, and disgusting. And she said, so done with all of the lies. This isn't the same girl that was blindsided by you while you were filming. She obviously posted that he had a lot of protection, and said her parents assisted with her moving out of our apartment on 4/21/25, which is depicted in this video. I've been single ever since. Then somebody said, we kissed. He said he was single, wanted to see me today. Good luck. I mean, nobody wants to hear that though, bro. No offense. I'm team Monica Baswani on that. I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section, please. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of opinions. So can't wait to hear all of them. Happy Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.